Hello and welcome to Realeconomy. This week we're going green. In fact, we're talking Europe's Green Deal and what that could mean for our jobs and the economy. The EU has pledged to go carbon neutral by 2050, but with the pandemic and its economic fallout, how do you tackle unemployment and climate change at the same time? Coming up, Connie Hedegaard is in Spain to meet some eco-entrepreneurs.
Yes, Naomi, and I'm in snowy Madrid, where one small business had the inspired idea to transform waste cooking oil into soap. I'll be finding out more.
But first, here's your crash course on what exactly the Green Deal is.
The Green Deal is the EU's ambitious initiative to become the first climate-neutral continent by 2050, transforming Europe's economy into a sustainable one from production to consumption, boosting the efficient use of resources, minimising waste and cutting greenhouse gas net emissions to zero. The move towards a low-carbon society is likely to put more of a burden on regions, countries and industries that rely heavily on fossil fuels. Over the next 7 years, the European Social Fund, now the European Social Fund Plus, which funds projects across the EU promoting employment and social inclusion, is investing more than 88 billion euros, which will help create new green jobs, support educational opportunities and train people in new skills, ready for a transition to a green and digital economy.
The EU believes the transition to a greener labour market is key to relaunching the economy. Connie Hedegaard went to take a look at two eco-businesses in Madrid and Tenerife, backed by the European Social Fund, that are putting waste to good use.
Emplea Verde is a public program supporting the creation of green jobs and entrepreneurship. Co-financed by the European Social Fund, it also gives training and project guidance to sustainable companies. So I've come to Madrid to visit one of them.
Sergio and Catalina created Suji 5 years ago. This small business developed a product which reuses a contaminating waste product from our kitchens, oil.
Hola, buenas.
So we've just cooked some potatoes, we've taken the oil that's left over, we let it cool down and filter it. Now we're going to measure the amount of product and the amount of oil to make the mixture, and we'll shake it for a minute. Once that's done, we've transformed the oil into soap.
This soap can clean the same frying pan or wash clothes and clean the floor. Developing this perfect example of the circular economy required expert guidance.
Emplea Verde helped us a lot with training and networking. They guide you so you know if you're on the right track.
Suji has designed a machine that can convert large amounts of oil. Their next step is to reach out to restaurants and hotels which generate large quantities of waste.
The objective of breaking into sectors like the catering or food industry is for the volume of oil that triples. So next year we hope to grow by 30 or 40%.
Meanwhile, in Tenerife, another startup benefiting from Emplea Verde's support is Reecircular. Set up by Patricia, they're offering solutions to companies who want to give a second life to all kinds of waste, like leather, plastic, or the spent grain from beer breweries.
What we do is identify other opportunities, other options that can add value or can give a longer life to waste products. From leftover beer brewery grains, for example, you can make bread, flour or muesli.
Reecircular connects companies with each other, and that's where Emplea Verde's network of green businesses has been helpful.
They have also helped us with visibility, the visibility of our project, and on the impact we generate. They're supporting us along the way.
With a budget of 47 million euros, of which 75% is co-funded by the European Social Fund, Emplea Verde is managed by Fundación Biodiversidad. They select and support innovative companies to boost the green transition.
Innovation is essential to this green transition, and the selection process is a key criteria because the challenges we face are very new. And so we need creativity to tackle them.
As well as supporting businesses, Emplea Verde helps create green jobs. Unemployment was already high in Spain, With the pandemic, it rose to 16% at the end of 2020. And for young people, it now stands at over 40%.
We've boosted the help we offer to recruitment. In fact, this type of assistance can be essential to producing a truly transformative change.
So, could public programs like these foster a green recovery of the economy and create jobs?
Well, I want to put that question to Connie Hedegaard, who's chair of the OECD's Roundtable for Sustainable Development and joins me now. Connie, can public programmes like the one we saw in Fanny's report, can they foster a green recovery of the economy?
Yes, for sure. And that's not just a fantasy. It's something that we have actually seen happening. It helps when public funds like the social funds, EU structural funds, when they sort of prioritize an area, then activities start to move into that area. And yes, it can really enable activity on the ground.
We saw 2 businesses in the report transforming waste. Are these the eco-jobs of the future?
Yeah, I believe very much. We move from a linear way of thinking into a more circular way of thinking. And that means that we really have to think waste differently. We have to reuse, we have to recycle, we have to use up. And I think that more and more people realize that. And the good news is that for the companies, then it spells less cost if we can use materials much more efficient. So again, there are jobs to be had, but there is also better prospects for our economy to be had.
Now, we are in the middle of a pandemic. Is now really the time to be taking the Green Deal forward?
I think that the economic crisis that we see in the aftermath of the pandemic, that is a unique opportunity for us to rethink business as usual, to really think over how do we create jobs more smartly, to focus on innovation. And we know that in the US, in China, and elsewhere in the world, they are demanding more green products. And that is why we have a competitive edge today. We should use it even more. And if we do that smartly in the aftermath of COVID-19 with the European Green Deal, then we will also create substantially new kind of jobs.
Connie Hedegaard, thank you very much for being with us on Real Economy. Europe's Green Deal is happening, and a climate law making the deal a legal obligation is expected in the next few months. Now the challenge is how best to seize this opportunity for innovation and job creation as Europe moves towards a green, more sustainable economy. That's all from the Real Economy team. We'll see you next time.